Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title, I'll be doing another wrestling video. Tonight I'll be doing my thoughts and review on the King and Queen of the Ring PLE. The reason why this video is up so late, especially considering when it got on live, was because I had work. I watched like the countdown and the pre-show, and then I watched the first match, which was the Liv and Becky match, and then I had to go to work when the triple threat match, when the next match, which was the triple threat match had started. So yeah, I had to go to work, and then after that, I spent time with family after work, and then and I finally just finished watching the rest of King and Queen of the Ring, and overall, I really enjoyed this paper. I really enjoyed this PLE. It was really good. There was not a match that I thought that was bad or that was boring or that I would be like, no, I wouldn't pay attention to it again if I go back and watch it. Like all the matches, I enjoyed. And then, well, of course, the pre-show match. Yeah, it was that was reason it was on the pre-show, but not because of the match quality. Again, it was because it was just a random match and it was out of nowhere. But yeah, I'll probably give it like maybe like a 4.5 out of 5 stars in my opinion. It's not a perfect 5 stars, of course. That there was some, there was a few things where I was like, well, not well, yeah, there was a few things where I was like, oh, yeah. So per usual, I'm gonna go through each match and get my thoughts on the match, along with talk about like any crazy spots or any interesting moments that happened in the match, along with the ending of the match, and so yeah, I dragged this intro long enough. So without further ado, let's get to the video. So the first match was on the pre-show. It was the Women's Tag Team Championship match. The champions Jade and Bianca defending against Candice and Indy. The match was good for what it was. It was basically Candice, like nothing really memorable happened until the ending. Um, but I'll get to it once I get to it. But yeah, it was just like Candice and Indy like cutting the ring in half, working on Bianca's leg, and then when Jade got the hot tag, things started to pick up, and then same thing when Jade tagged Bianca back in, things started to pick up. But it was never believable that Candice and Indy would beat Jade and Bianca. If we're gonna be honest, it would have never been believable or convincing. So yeah, it was very predictable that we all knew that Jade and Bianca was gonna win, and yeah, Jade and Bianca won by not using either their finishing maneuvers, but by using a double team move, and it was the same double team move that they used on the championship match where they won the championships at Backlash against the Kabuki Warriors, where Jade had one of the opponents, and then Bianca did a DDT, and that turned into a German suplex. They did a move onto Candice LeRae, and then Bianca got the 1, 2, 3, and then Bianca and Jade got the win. Although there was something weird as Bianca was doing, was about to do the pin. I don't know what Jade was doing. It looked like Jade was gonna do a kip up or attempting doing a kip up. I don't know what happened, but it did not happen. That did not happen. She did not do no kip up. I don't know what that was. But but yeah, still Jade and Bianca are still the women's tag team championships. And again, I don't know who's gonna beat them, and if they do, I feel like it'll probably be when like one of them turn on each other, most likely Jade turning on Bianca. But yeah, we don't know when that will happen. So yeah, or unless they just get being beaten clean by a team, but I don't know which team will beat them. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which was the first official match of the actual PLE, which was for the Women's World Championship match, which was for the Women's World Championship. and it was the champion Becky Lynch against Liv Morgan. As expected, they put on a good match. Both Becky and Liv has have such good chemistry. We have known that since basically that match, since basically their matches in early 2022. Because the match of day one was really good, and the matches after that throughout the years as well. So yeah, we Becky's look was given very much Butler. She was given very much Butler. I loved Liv's look. It was kind of like an elevated version of like the Britney Spears inspired look that she wore a few years like a couple of years ago in the Elimination Chamber pay per view a couple years ago when they were in Saudi. So yeah, I definitely liked her look. And again, the match was good. I definitely enjoyed the match. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, at some point in the match, Dominic came to to supposedly help Becky. Well, it seemed like he was trying to help Becky, but all he did was cause more problems for Becky in the match because Becky got distracted by him when she was doing the disarmer, and that's when he appeared and she saw him, and then she got distracted. Um, and then Liv got some time to reprieve, and she capitalized on it. Um, and then Liv at some point got a little bit distracted, but not as distracted as Becky. Um, so at some point, both women were down. The referee was checking on Liv. And then Dominic threw in a chair. Seemed like for Becky to use. Becky refused. But while Dominic was distracting the referee, Liv used the chair for advantage, DDT Becky onto the chair, got rid of the evidence, and then hit Becky Lynch with a finisher Oblivion, and it got the 1, 2, 3, and Liv Morgan is the champion. Now, am I surprised that she didn't win clean? Not really, since basically Liv is more of a heel, is more of a heel now. If not a heel, then more of a tweener. Which, if you don't know what a tweener is, then it's basically the mixture of a face and a heel, but it's given more heel. But she's given more heel than a tweener. But yeah, I'm happy that Liv won the championship again. But I feel we all know that she's gonna be champion until Rhea comes back, because we all know that once Rhea comes back, Liv's gonna drop the title back to Rhea. Everyone's gonna be honest. I'm gonna be shocked if that's not the case, but I feel like that Rhea's gonna end up winning back the championship from Liv whenever she does come back. But yeah, again, enjoyed the match. The ending was fun, and yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which was the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. The champion Sami Zayn defending his championship with Chad Gable, who was accompanied by Otis. Maxine came with him as well. She was on the stage with him, but then Chad told her to get lost, and to go back. And then Bronson Reed. This was a really fun triple threat match. It was such a good match. It was very entertaining. All three men got to showcase their talents, got their time to shine, and yeah, towards the end of the match. Oh wait, actually no, there's a spot that I just thought of that I really liked. It was like the dueling moonsault. Bronson Reed was planning on doing a moonsault on Sami Zayn, but Sami moved out of the way, and then as soon as Bronson Reed missed, Chad Gable hit a moonsault onto Bronson Reed, and almost got the pinfall if Sami hadn't broken up the pinfall in time. But yeah, the ending. Towards the ending, the closing moments of the match, Otis took out Bronson Reed, who was thrown out on ringside by Chad Gable, and Chad Gable was applauding Otis, praising him, and then he wanted Otis to do the same thing for Sami, but he was more hesitant with Sami, and that pissed off Chad Gable, and he ended up pushing Otis and slapping him, calling him an idiot. So then eventually Otis decided to go ahead and do it, but while he was mid run, Sami moved out of the way, and and Otis ended up taking out Chad Gable by accident. Um, and then the only two that were in the ring left was Sammy and Bronson. And then Sammy hit the Hulu kick onto Bronson Reed, and they got the 1, 2, 3. And Sami Zayn is still the Intercontinental Champion. I figured that they was gonna have Sammy still be champion, and I'm happy because he deserves to have like at least a decent reign, or at least a decent and a lengthy reign. Of course, not as long as Gunther's, but still like a pretty decent length of a reign. And then yeah, we see Chad Gable just staring a hole into Otis. If looks could kill, Otis would be a dead man. And we all know that on Raw, Chad Gable's gonna cuss out. Well, not cuss out, but he's gonna continue on berating Alpha Academy, especially Otis. Otis is gonna get the worst. That definitely. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which was the Queen of the Ring tournament finals match. Nia Jax from SmackDown against Raw's Lyra Valkyria. This was a pretty good match. I did enjoy this match. It was kind of like it was basically kind of like a typical match where it was like, the big strong powerhouse against the more quicker and agile opponent, and like the story in the match, Lyra Valkyria, Lyra using her speed and quickness and her agility, um, and like her strikes to help knock down Nia and keep her down, and then Nia you using her power and her strength to dominate Lyra and to get the win. There was definitely a few spots that made me go ooh, like when Nia was on one of the attempts that Nia was gonna go for the annihilator, but then Lyra got up in time and she kicked Nia's ankle, which caused her to lose her balance. But she was still hanging, and then Lyra went from one corner and then ran back to the corner where Nia was, and then did a double stomp onto her torso, and almost got the pinfall. That made me go ooh. I was like, that looked like that hurt. um, and then of course the ending. Nia was attempting on doing like an avalanche Samoan drop onto Lyra, but Lyra was able to counter, or was able to get out of it, and she attempted on doing a sunset flip powerbomb, but then Nia countered into the Annihilator, and that looked brutal. My first thought was, ooh, that looked nasty. And again, Nia got the 1, 2, 3, and she's the Queen of the Ring, and she's also the number one contender for Bayley's championship for SummerSlam, if Bayley is still champion by the time of SummerSlam. But yeah, I'm happy for Nia. Congrats to Nia. And yeah, she had a nice and wholehearted, emotional moment with Triple H when he crowned her. And then yeah, of course, when she had her interview, her post match interview, she instantly brought the character back in. And yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which was the King of the Ring finals, which was Gunther versus Randy Orton. This was a really good match, definitely brutal. This was a really good match, and I enjoyed it. It was just the ending that threw me off a little bit, because I don't know if that meant to happen or not. But yeah, the ending was Randy hit Gunther with the second RKO in the match, but it took him a little bit longer for him to get to cover Gunther, because Gunther was not only working on Orton's back, which he injured, which was previously injured, which was why he was gone for so long. But he was also working on Randy's injured left knee that was injured. I'm assuming on SmackDown. But yeah, it was already injured by the time he went to the match. So yeah, Gunther was been working on it. So yeah, Gunther was still able to kick out, and then he did like a sneaky quick pin onto Orton, but you can clearly tell that Orton's shoulder was up by the time the referee counted hit the count for one for one, um, and I don't know if it was just me, but it seemed like the ref was just focused on the one shoulder down that Orton had. The only shoulder that was down, he did not even pay to. He did not even try to look on the other shoulder that was up. And again, I might be tripping, and maybe just me, but it seemed like he moved a little bit. um, so yeah, it was. So yeah, that ending was a little weird for me, but either way, Gunther's and definitely controversial. Um, I know that ref is gonna get chewed out for that. Um, but yes, either way, Gunther is still either way, Gunther won the match, and he's the new king of the ring, and he's also the number one contender for the world heavyweight championship. Um, um, who will be? It will be either Drew McIntyre or Damian Priest, depending on what happens in that match at Clash at the Castle, which Triple H announced after the Gunther and Orton match. But yeah, either one, Gunther's gonna have Tasha against either one of them. By the time SummerSlam hits. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the main event, which was for the W Universe. Is it Universal Championships now, or is it just W Championship? I think it's just undisputed W Championship. Um, so it's for the undisputed W Championship. The champion Cody Rhodes, defending against the U.S. champion Logan Paul. This was a really good match, as expected. It was a fantastic match. Because both of them can go. We already know that, and yeah, both of them are really talented. Now, Logan Paul promised about not using brass knucks in the match. I instantly knew that was bullshit, and he proved that basically he was bullshitting when at some point in the match, him and Cody was going at it at ringside, and then one of Logan Paul's entourage members tried to get bold and buck at Cody and pushed him, but then he found out real quickly that he fucked up. But that provided the ref distraction so that another member of Logan Paul's entourage to give him brass knucks, and he used it on Cody Rhodes' midsection, which was he was already been working on throughout the whole match. So yeah, I was just like, and then and after that, Logan Paul and Michael started going at it. Michael Cole's like, "You made a promise, you ain't nothing but a loser." Logan Paul said, "What you say?" And then he tried to put hands on Michael Cole, but then Corey said, I was like, talk that shit, Michael. I was like, come on, Michael, talk that shit. But then yeah, and then a couple of other crazy spots too. The Cody cutter off the barricade to the announce to the announce table onto Logan Paul. That was crazy. That the table did not break at all, but the frog splash that Logan Paul did onto Cody through the announce table, that definitely broke. That one always looked like it hurt for both of them. I was like, ooh. And then Logan Paul hit another frog splash in the ring, and it almost got a near fall. But the closing moments of the match was the ref got taken out, which I was like, oh Lord, here we go. Logan hit Cody with the low blow, attempted to use the brass knucks again, but then the guest announcer, I'm not going to butcher his name, the guest announcer distracted, grabbed Logan Paul's foot and distracted him long enough for Cody to be able to block the brass knuck punch. And then he said, "I'm the best of the world, bitch," and then hit Logan with three back-to-back crossroads, and it got the 1, 2, 3, and Cody retained. Now I knew Cody was going to retain, but there was definitely a couple moments where I thought Logan Paul was going to win, and to be honest, if he would have won, I would have been very pissed. Because, like I said in my preview, Logan Paul shouldn't have gotten a title shot. He did not deserve a title shot, in my opinion, especially since he's already U.S. champion, so there was no need for that. Um, and then, yeah, like I said, Logan Paul is very athletic. He's very talented, but he's still a punk bitch to me. He is still a punk bitch to me. I still have no respect for him as a man nor as a person. Yeah, that I went to all the matches, and yeah, that is the end of this video. Comment down below on your thoughts of the King and Queen of the Ring PLE. Did you enjoy or did you not enjoy it? What was your favorite match? And tell me why down below in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on the notification button. I'll see you next time. Bye.